For an 8.9 example 3, and we are finally I can finally teach you about the discriminant, which is the part of the quadratic formula that's under the radical, the b squared minus 4ac. This is very, very useful information. It can tell you the number of solutions you're going to have before you even actually finish solving the problem. Now, here's the trick. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, and all the ones we did in example 1 and example 2, they were all positive, what that means is you're going to have 2 zeros. Your parabola will cross the x-axis 2 places. Okay, you'll have 2 zeros. Now, if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, so you just get a 0 underneath the radical, then you're just going to have one place where it's going to touch, your parabola is going to touch the x-axis, your 0 and your vertex will actually be one and the same. So you'll have 1, 0 if your discriminant is 0, the actual number 0. Now, if your discriminant's a negative number, then your parabola will not cross the x-axis at all. It'll either be above it and never cross because it opens up and it's above the x-axis, or it will be below it, opening down. It will never cross the x-axis. So if you have a negative discriminant, there's just really no reason to continue with the formula. You're not going to have any x-intercepts. So let me show you example 3, how this works. They want us to find the number of solutions just using the discriminant. They're not asking us what are the solutions. They're asking us how many solutions are you anticipating. So we're going to take b squared minus 4ac, and we're going to plug into that, okay? So in letter A, b is 10. So we're going to do 10 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2, okay? So plug it in just like I showed you. Remember, we've been talking about putting the number you're squaring in parentheses just to be safe, okay? So what number did you get? What is the discriminant? Right. If you got 76, you're right. Now what that discriminant tells you is because that number is positive, 76 is positive, you're going to have 2 zeros. So if we were supposed to find the answer, I would continue the problem because I know that I'm going to have 2 answers. I'm going to have 2 x-intercepts. Okay? Let's look at letter B. b squared minus 4ac. Okay? So remember, b is negative 6. Put that in parentheses. Minus 4 times a is 9, c is 1. Okay? So carefully plug this in. Use your parentheses. Do parentheses, negative 6, and then the other parenthesis, and square that. Minus 4 times 9 times 1. Okay, I actually plugged mine in wrong, so I have to redo it. And what answer did you get? What discriminant do you have? Yes, if you got 0, you're exactly right. The discriminant is 0. So look back at your chart here. If you have a discriminant that's equal to 0, you're just going to have 1, 0. That's it. Your vertex is your 0. And so they are one and the same. The bottom of your, or the top of your parabola is going to actually be resting. Your vertex is going to be resting on top of the x-axis, right on it. Okay? So A, we have 2 zeros because the discriminant was positive. B, we have 1 0 because the discriminant equaled the number 0. Let's look at C. So we're going to test the discriminant. Okay, that looks great. So B is 1, so we got 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. Okay, so carefully plug that in. You don't want to get so fast that you're skipping numbers and missing signs and symbols, okay? And what did you get? I got negative 3. Now what that discriminant tells me, hey, it's negative, I have no zeros. This parabola actually is not going to cross the x-axis at all. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave D, E, and F for you. All you're doing is testing the discriminant. And if the discriminant is positive, then you're going to have two answers. If the discriminant is 0, you're going to have just one answer. If the discriminant is a negative number, there aren't any zeros at all. There are no x-intercepts. So you guys get to try those. So good luck with that.